Are you ready for Valentine's Day? Do you have plans in place to score big with the person you love? Are you ready to shake this year up a little bit? My name's Brent, and I am the Fallible Man. If we're meeting for the first time, it's nice to meet you. This is my wife, Sarah. She's doing a special edition episode with us. I'm glad to have her today. And welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man, husband, and father. Guys, we provide content to help men become the men they want to be. And today, on this show, we're doing a special edition. I'm joined by my amazing wife, as I said. She agreed to put up with me. She hates being on camera, so if you're watching this on YouTube, know this is a unicorn moment, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't happen very often.
Be kind.
My wife likes working behind the scenes, not in front of the camera. This drives her nuts. So I'm grateful that she agreed to do this with me. I kind of harassed her into it. And
Harangued.
Yeah, there's that. So today, we're going to share some ideas. Right, Sarah does a lot of the research for the shows for me. She doesn't get the credit she deserves on that. She's usually listed as an editor, but she does a lot of the background research for me. And she combed the internet for 15 amazing ideas on Valentine's Day for perfect dates, things like that.
I mean Valentine's Day.
Is that what I said?
No.
What did I say?
Valentine's Day.
Close enough, you know.
No.
You can tell it's a big holiday for us, right?
Right.
So, we have 15 ideas, guys, that we searched the internet, and we're going to kind of rate them on a he said, kind of she said kind of thing, because some of these things will ring really clear for you. Maybe they'll just really, ring that bell, and you'll be like, that's a great idea. And some of these things, you may go, it's kind of stupid, but we have our opinions on that too, so we're going to look at them from that perspective, how I look at it, how she looks at it. And then if you stick around the end, guys, we're going to share some of our favorite ideas. My wife and I are coming up on our 20th anniversary. She's put up with me for a long time and continues to. That's why she's on film today.
Only. The only.
So as we're closing in on our 20-year, guys, we want to share some of the things that have worked for us, that have helped us survive 20 years together. And, man, we're just glad to have you on the show today. And we'll be with you in just a second as we roll the intro.
This is the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Here is your host, the Fallible Man, Brent Dowling.
All right, guys, welcome back. Be sure and follow us on all the social media platforms. We're everywhere under @thefallibleman or thefallibleman. Or head over to our website, www.thefallibleman.com. It will help us. Well, it will help us, yeah. We want your attention, guys. No, it'll help you find all of our offerings because I've got links to all of our social media there. So Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, right? And, the Valentine's Day thing really makes big money for greeting cards and diamond industry and the chocolate companies. And some women love Valentine's Day and some women it's like a kind of moment, right?
Pretty overhyped.
See, I'm lucky that way. I found a woman who gets me, and we work that way well. But while not all of us are fond of Valentine's Day, there are a lot of women out there who really are. And guys, if you screw it up, it's going to haunt you for years if you're with a woman who really cares about Valentine's Day. Our relationship works because I found and married someone who we have a lot of things in common, and we see eye to eye. We think the same way on a lot of things, and we also think very differently on some things. So we're going to rate these 15 points that my wife compiled for us and kind of give you a score on how these are. Now,
because who doesn't want some different ideas than the old tired going to dinner and a movie, maybe?
Right? Sound off in the comments below, man. How many dinner dates have you been to on Valentine's Day? I'd love to hear that number. All right. And was it the same person, or are you still looking for that, special person? You may have quite a few, but sound off, guys. We'd love to hear about it. Tell us about your date. So, Sarah, what is number one?
Number one is a bonfire. Because who doesn't like to watch things burn? I'm sorry, it's fun. Fire is mesmerizing.
Firing is mesmerizing. Now, full disclaimer, guys, know your laws where you are, okay?
Definitely.
If you live in town, like we live in town, we have a fire pit, a self-contained fire pit, one of those you buy and put on your patio. We actually love fires. My wife and my kids and I will all sit around. My kids will come home from school and be like, can we have a fire this afternoon? There's a little bit of snow falling outside right now, and they love to play out in the snow, and I'll build a fire, and they'll go play in the snow and come get warm back and forth.
But it's very contained, so bonfire is really kind of magnanimous for it.
Yeah.
It's in a fire pit.
We set a couple of those over the years before we bought a fire pit, and I've had some pretty big fires burning in my yard, but there was snow on the ground, so I got away with it. But if you live in a big fire area like we do, probably not a great idea. If your city has a burn ban or something like that, it could get you in a lot of trouble.
Bonfire's just a more fun name.
Number 2.
Chocolate tasting. Hey, chocolate is awesome.
Kill me now.
Chocolate is the way of life. Chocolate gets me through really hard days.
Oh, that's... Now,
I have a spot in the refrigerator just for my emergency chocolate.
Now, see, my wife enjoys chocolate quite a bit, apparently. And I got to admit, I steal her chocolate all the time.
Yes, you do.
I try and be good and not have any, and then I break down and eat hers because it's in the house.
Because I have the good stuff.
She does. She buys the good stuff, I got to admit. And I don't know where do you do chocolate tastings?
Somewhere a lot bigger than here.
So guys,
I put chocolate tasting more as a, hey, if we ever get to a big city around the time of Valentine's Day, I've heard Seattle has them, and Tacoma, and, nice big places. Wenatchee might.
My wife and I live in
maybe Moses Lake.
Really rural Washington. We live in the middle of farmlands.
Central Washington.
And there is not a lot of highfalutin, classy kind of joints out here.
Yeah, Wenatchee's trying to elevate itself a bit. Sometimes it just succeeds.
Not very often, though. So maybe if you live in a bigger area, you can go hit a chocolate tasting. You'd have to research that one online, guys. I thought it was funny that it was on the list, but she just liked chocolate.
I like chocolate. Honestly, I would go for coffee tasting. That's not on this list.
See, modified.
Coffee tasting would be amazing.
Sponsor, guys. You see me drinking coffee on every episode.
Why are you showing your Wyoming mug for a coffee sponsor?
I love my Wyoming mug.
I know, but I thought you were going to show like Black Rifle Coffee Company as your mug, and you're showing it.
They have their own podcast. They're not going to sponsor me.
Well, branch out.
Maybe Wyoming as a state can sponsor me. That'd be cool.
Hey, let us know if you're from Wyoming.
Yeah, here's out.
We
Wyoming.
love it there.
We love you guys. So now I got to ask about this next one. She listed a sip and paint class. What is a sip and paint class?
It's where people go and drink wine and try and paint things at the same time.
So this is like another high class city folk kind of thing.
Kind of, except it's making its way out here and to where we live. Wenatchee has several. Actually, in our town, the community center has had a couple of those nights. They're strictly for adults, obviously.
Wine and painting. What could go wrong?
Right.
But hey,
if it was, drink coffee and make something, I'd be more into that. Like make signs. There's a place over in Spokane that does that. You can make your own pretty signs for like decorations and stuff.
You can't tell we're coffee people at all, right? It keeps coming back to coffee. You never go wrong with a gift card for coffee for us.
Right?
That's my backup. I don't see as a guy, a sip and paint thing is not my kind of thing.
Please edit that out.
I'll work on it. A sip
what
and
happens
paint
when you gulp instead of paint?
A sip and paint thing isn't really kind of my kind of thing. I don't. It depends on how the rest of the evening is going, I guess. I mean, sip and paint and then have to come home and clean up together in the shower might be sexy. I don't know. Although, if you ever got paint on yourself, cleaning up after painting is never sexy, dude. It depends on the kind of paint you use, I guess.
You're not using finger paints.
I don't know, man.
Ideally, you don't get any on yourself at all, except your hands a little.
Kind of yeah.
It's beyond you. It's fine. Moving on.
See, I'm a caveman, so I don't get it. What's the next one on the list?
The next one is dancing. If you happen to live in a place that has dancing, it can be fun to move your body. I don't know.
I'm going to go hard pass on that one, but I'm not a dancing nerd. It's just not my thing. Maybe if
you're both not into dancing, then it'd be great for the laughs. And laughing together is definitely a good thing.
Laughing together on Valentine's Day is awesome. It's better if you're laughing together than at each other, though. I've heard that's bad.
Well, it depends on the sense of humor. You know, if you're both laughing at each other because you're both dorks, that can work. If you're laughing at each other meanly, that's...
I would say that's like a more advanced dating. You know, if you've been together for a while, you guys can laugh together and joke with each other without taking personally. I would not throw in laughing together or possibly at each other.
No, laughing together is
yes,
definitely better.
Laughing at each other is probably a more mature relationship kind of gig. So, a tour of your favorite places. She put notes on this one. She says, each pick a couple of places and pair it with some food, some of your favorite foods. I'm guessing this one's a hint for me because she put notes on this, so I would actually read it.
That was actually in the listed on the website.
Oh, okay. So that is actually research. But she's actually.
But what's not better with your favorite food? I mean, come on.
She's thrown this at me before.
Favorite food and coffee makes everything better.
I'm thinking this may be a thing she wants. I'm not sure. You know, who knew, right? I'm a homebody. Drives her wild. Not in a good way. It drives her nuts, I should say. How's that? Is that a better word term?
Crazy.
I like to just be home. I hate going out.
And I'm home all day long. So I want to leave sometimes.
Guys, here's food for thought. You know, look at the way your life works together. And if it works like us, where you're gone all the time and you just want to be home and she's always at home, she probably wants to go out and do something. And this will fall back to the good old-fashioned Valentine's dinner. God, yay. But, hey, guys, if you're getting something out of this, be sure and give us a review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser. Smash that like button if you're getting something out of this on YouTube. And be sure and hit that bell, because that way you'll see every time I post something. And let's keep rolling, because I don't know, guys. I'm just not finding my love in this list right now. Themed dinner and movie at home. This is our speed right here. What do you think?
Well, definitely before kids, we like to do movie marathons sometimes.
Oh yeah, that could be
what we never really did was pair our food with the movie marathon we were doing. That could have been really fun.
Oh.
Because like we have a Harry Potter cookbook now. And if we made a couple of those and we're watching the Harry Potter movies as a marathon, that could be super fun.
That could be interesting. When the girls get older, we can probably
right. I
Our
couldn't
kids
think
are a
of
little young for Harry Potter right now. It still scares them.
Yeah, I know. But it was the only one I could really think of for themed. I mean, what do you eat for Star Wars? Or
we could do a Godfather marathon.
I never actually. Food. I love Italian food. By far, my favorite.
That would win right there.
I've never seen the Godfather.
It might even get her to watch the Godfather. We'll see. And
I just never have had the chance to.
Yeah, this is a great thing. We're a movie couple. We love watching movies together. That was our big entertainment for years because we never had much money. So, you know, we loved just curling up on our days off and cuddling up on the couch and watching movies with popcorn or something. This has changed drastically with kids. Yeah,
we used to watch a lot more types of movies, kinds of movies than we do now.
All you mommies and daddies, sound off in the comments below, because I know you're feeling us right now. I have a large collection of movies. I've been collecting movies for years. I've always loved movies. So I have over 1,000 in my collection, and the amount of movies I cannot watch when my children are awake is driving me nuts.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I was trying to pick a movie with my kids the other night, and wow, finding something I don't want to shoot myself from watching is just getting a stretch these days. And we have lots of kids movies to choose from, and it's still getting thick watching the same thing over and over again. So
I'm just glad kids movies have come a long way.
They have, but
I mean,
a themed dinner and movie night might be hard unless you can drop them off at Grandma and Grandpa's house. So there's food for thought if you got kids. Maybe find a sitter for that night you can drop them off with, like someone close where they can stay the night or something. Otherwise, this was probably out.
Or just know you're doing it as a family. And
Number 7, we got to speed through these. We got to pick up our kids from school soon.
Picky.
Yeah. The school doesn't like it when we leave them there.
A basketball or hockey game? We've never left them there.
Now, I got to say, hockey game, yes, but we're hockey fans. We have a local BCHL team. We used to be season ticket holders. When my oldest daughter was born, we actually had to miss a couple games. That's the only time we missed games in that season. But I'm not feeling basketball because I don't like basketball. I don't get it.
Some people like basketball games.
So are we saying like sporting games in general, or those?
Yeah,
two
it was
specific?
basketball and hockey because that's about what's playing around Valentine's Day.
Ooh, look at you doing seasonal research.
It was already on the list. I can't take credit for it. Because by that time, football's over, right? They've already had the Super Bowl by the 14th. Usually it's
that's
around the
true.
beginning of February. So, no Super Bowl dates.
Early, it's super preseason baseball, like warm-ups maybe.
In February?
Yeah.
They're like thinking about warming up in February.
You can tell I'm not a sports guy.
Not at all.
Number 8.
Okay, this next one I put in there, but do not expect to find me there unless I'm cheering for you and saying, yay, good job. I might shout from the audience, but do not try and get me out in front now. But karaoke is the next one on the list. I've seen people have a lot of fun with it.
We're not really outgoing people. Karaoke is not where you're going to find us for sure.
Right. I want to leave the house. I don't necessarily want to see anyone.
Yeah. We're
That's just me.
We're a bit antisocial.
We are not. We have friends. We have people we like. It's a select number.
We got a few. We were trying to find a couple to do the show with, and it's like, we should probably find somebody with a different opinion than us. And yeah, we don't have any of those friends. Number 9 is a comedy show, and that I could get behind. I love some Jeff Dunham.
Gabriel Iglesias.
Gabriel Iglesias.
Either one of those would be hilarious.
I like Bill Engvall and Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some other good ones. I actually like, I feel bad because I just totally, Whitney Cummings.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of her.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Female can stand up. She does some pretty cool stuff. So I could get behind that. I could do that.
You know, on Facebook, they have this thing called Dry Bar Comedy. And they've got a lot of, it's more like up-and-coming comics. But they've got some really hilarious people on there.
So you could hit a comedy show up.
Yeah.
Number 10.
A spa day. Okay, I'm not super girly, but this is one of those stretch outside your comfort zones and try it at least once. Because you've not lived until you had a facial that includes a scalp massage.
So guys, what she's saying is she wants a spa day. You can go to the bar or stay home and smoke cigars and drink bourbon like I do. But I'm not going to a spa day.
Not if it includes a foot rub.
I might consent to couples massage.
Well, that's in there.
But yeah.
That's like...
No.
You let your daughters paint your nails, but you wouldn't do a spa day.
Yeah, it's because I have beautiful, wonderful daughters that are the light of my life, and I'll let them paint my nails. I'm not letting a stranger touch me that much.
Couples massage?
As long as I have a female masseuse, I can't. A guy masseuse touching me would just I'd break someone's jaw or something. That'd be bad.
Yeah, I'd have to have a female masseuse. It would just be weird otherwise. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Hey guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. I'm having fun just doing the show with my wife. It's fun to actually get to talk about this stuff with our children here. We're going to roll to today's sponsor real quick, and we'll be right back.
Today's episode brought to you by thefallibleman.com. That's right, it's us. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com and check out our blog, updated twice a week with new content, and links to all of our social media offerings. Tag or search us at The Fallible Man or at Fallible Man on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social medias for daily content. While you're there, check out our attitude swag, shirts, cups, stickers, and more. Again, that's www.thefallibleman.com.
All right, guys, welcome back, and go ahead and hit that notification bell if you haven't already on YouTube. And don't forget to hit the like button because that actually really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. I get lost on my spills that I have to do. I hate this part of it. We got other types of videos on YouTube besides just the podcast, guys. I'm going to start doing some shorts real soon. Actually, I got to record some later today. And guys, hey, hit the like button on the podcast because that helps a lot too. Now, we got 5 more we want to hit with you guys, and hopefully you have a spot where you can do these, and we're going to share a couple that work for us after that. So, number 11, as we roll through this amazing list my wife compiled, is an escape room. Now, this is definitely a larger area thing. We don't have escape rooms. If someone locks you in a room in the town we're in, do whatever you can to get out, call for help, scream. You're probably going to die. It's a bad thing. So, we live in rural Washington, honey. If someone locks you in a room, it's not a game.
I know. I was just thinking, this is one of those things like karaoke where other people like to do it, and for me, it would be a nightmare.
I don't know. I could do
I don't like. Well, it depends on how difficult they made it to get out. Well, I get claustrophobic.
It's not like they put you in a small box. It's a room. Like you have to investigate.
Right, but if you don't get all the clues right, they are supposed to come and let you out.
Yeah.
Supposed to.
Eventually.
Somebody making minimum wage hopefully remembers when the hour's up to let you out. I'm sorry, I'm not that trusting.
Know your partner before you do an escape room. If you live in an area where this is a possibility, I've known people who have done escape rooms and really dig it. So, but no.
Why not just go on a scavenger hunt?
Know the person you're going with, because that doesn't sound like it'd be a winner for us for sure. I could dig it, but my wife doesn't like the idea of being locked in a dungeon, so pout.
If I knew it wasn't going to be super difficult, then sure.
Then what fun is that?
Okay, it needs to be difficult enough to be interesting, but not to where the, actual terror sets in.
Number 12, guys.
Terror not good on a date.
Go for a bike ride. Hey, get outside. Well, I guess that depends on where you live. If you live in a warmer climate than we do.
If you live in Florida, this would be awesome.
Maybe Texas, southern states. Ooh, hey, if we have any international listeners, sound off. If you live in an area right now that gets this warm part of the year in February for Valentine's Day, sound off. We'd love to know where you're listening from. That'd be cool.
You go walk on a beach. You could actually go walk in the snow. Just be a shorter walk.
That would be your little brother. See, if your little brother listens to the podcast.
Right.
He's stationed in Hawaii with military, and they can definitely do, walks on the beach for Valentine's Day. So I'm kind of a little jealous on that one.
Right.
Number 13.
A joint workout class.
You skipped one.
Maybe. Oh, I did. Wow.
Well, we'll go back to the other one.
Okay.
A joint workout class.
Maybe something new together.
Hard pass.
Really? So if we drove to Spokane, granted we'd have to make a day of it, and went to the Krav Maga studio, you would not try out a class with me.
Okay. No.
See, I told you.
You say workout, and I'm thinking like,
well,
what's the... Hey!
Zumba?
Blue, blue, blue! The guy with the big hair. From the 80s.
Gene Simmons?
Richard
Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yeah.
Gene Simmons was totally different. Whoops.
Wrong. I want to go to a Gene Simmons workout class. That'd be cool.
As long as I don't have to paint my face.
I'm picturing knee socks and Richard Simmons right now.
No, I mean it could be a spin class. It could be yoga.
No.
You like yoga?
You get mad at me if I stare at other women's butts.
Doesn't stop anything. I mean, it could be yoga. It could be spin. It could be. What's the new one where it's almost like dance fighting? It's weird.
Yeah, no. I would do Krav Maga. I would go do that. Or jiu-jitsu or something like that.
Right.
Martial arts. So, hey, try a martial arts class together, guys. That could be really cool. You can get all that frustration out. And they say workouts are good for other things. So, hey, get that blood pumping. You never know where that class is going afterwards. It depends on if you win or lose, I guess.
Hey, we go weightlifting together.
Yeah. But I don't go have other people show me how to do that.
Well, no.
I'm usually showing other people how to do that. So
yes, dear.
It's weird. So the one she skipped, a cooking class. Who wants to have someone else tell you how to cook? Now,
who doesn't want to learn something new? Learn how to cook something new in the kitchen? Or something that you've thought about trying?
We are all about new things here at the Fallible Man and improving yourself. I actually am a big, big fan of every man should know how to cook. I think every man should be able to cook at least the basics for himself, if not for his family as well. because you should be able to provide for your family's health and well-being, and that includes cooking nutritious food and healthy food so they're eating the right things. So if you need to go to a cooking class to learn how to do that, then that's not a bad idea.
Could sub in making dinner, because you've made some really, really great Italian dinners. They're amazing.
Now,
hint, hint.
I just kicked my microphone. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm gonna have to sorry.
So that is an option. If you don't want to go do a cooking class, okay, because I'm weird about that. I don't do instructor-led things very well. That is a personality thing. But you know what? That's actually makes an awesome thing. Unless you do it all the time. Maybe you could cook a special dinner together for Valentine's. Like, don't do chili dogs, guys. Probably not romantic. Doesn't take a lot of imagination. But you know what? Get a recipe, and hey, they got those meals in a box thing now, where
right. Yeah.
So
there's a lot of those companies.
You could go that way, where they send you all the raw ingredients with instructions on how to cook, and do that. I don't know.
Everything's pre-measured, and
I just download something offline, man. There's a million websites. I'm a big fan of sixsisterstuff.com. They have awesome
Instapot.
Oh, they do Instapot, but they do other recipes too.
Oh, cool.
They have a lot of awesome recipes. We have taken to enjoying a lot of the food they recommend on their stuff, and they get the free recipes. I think they have cookbooks and stuff too. So,
nice.
Try cooking together. If you're not a big cooking family, maybe you go out a lot. Try staying home and cooking together. That could be romantic.
Mm-hmm.
It actually can go. It can be a lot of fun with a bottle of wine. So, try that out. Number 15.
Picnic somewhere scenic together.
Sorry, that was me nodding at my mom. She's going to go pick up my kids.
Thank you.
While we finish this. Picnic somewhere together, I got to admit, has that rang true for my wife and I.
That's one of our favorite dates we've ever had.
That will actually segue nicely. Since you guys have stayed through these 15 ideas, guys, and, this is all going to come down to, we're giving you some ideas, and, we looked them all up online, guys. It's not like these are all original. Sarah compiled them off various lists online. She went through multiple websites trying to find some great ideas. And it's a pretty solid list, but you got to know your partner on anything, right? That's what's really going to come down to this Valentine's Day. Whether you hit a home run or you totally strike out. Oh, there's my sports metaphor for the show. That sucked. But I'm not a baseball guy. But whether you hit a home run or strike out, it's totally on you, based on how well you know the person. You can go one of the more traditional routes, but guys, some of these things are really cool. But here's a couple that worked for us, and this one was actually one that always worked well. My wife was telling me about her favorite date we had, and we went hiking out along the water.
We went to Deception Pass and hiked one of the trails that went up and around and got to a viewpoint area where we could have a picnic and look at the bridge and be by the water and ourselves, and it was very nice. We took some nice, good food.
Yeah, we're a little bit dorky. We like the finger food, like fancy cheeses and meats, and apple slices, kind of.
I think the more highfalutin people call it a charcuterie plate. The fancy meats and the fancy meats and cheeses. It's like a thing.
Oh man, well, we're all of us less highfalutin folks. We threw together a bunch of finger foods that we like, and we went and just sat and enjoyed the day together. So that was a good way. And we live in the middle of rural central Washington, and there are some really beautiful. We went on some great hikes this summer as a family, and enjoyed some of the beautiful area around us. And if you're an outdoor kind of person, that is great. Once again, this is February we're talking about, so if you are dating in Hawaii, this is another great option for you. Or maybe in the southern states. Florida is nice this time of year. But up here, it's like 29 degrees today, so...
And snowing.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going for a long hike and a romantic picnic on Valentine's Day unless the weather gets a whole lot better.
You could go for a hike and take hot chocolate and... graham crackers.
You can freeze and drink warm stuff and pretend you're having fun. Woo!
I didn't say it would be a long hike. Take a short one.
But, that's always been a good one for us, guys. And since you've stuck around this long, we do appreciate you hanging out with us today and taking some time. We hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day with you and your loved one. Here's one that's really big for us. I told you I was blessed to marry a woman who is my friend and my confidant, and we have a lot in common. And one of the things we like to do, our favorite date right now, COVID kind of messed with this one, but we would take our kids to school on a day when I'm off. And then while Sarah drops them off at school, I get everything ready to go, and we take a thermos of coffee and take out the long guns and head to the range and do some long range shooting. Date day was range day, guys. We love going to the range.
A lot of fun.
If you're not a gun person, maybe you don't understand. If you are a gun person, it's probably the demographic I'm normally talking to anyway. But guys, we love long range shooting. We have a really nice rifle, and we go out and we have a range not far out of our town, and we take our coffee and some water. Sometimes we take some food. Sometimes we take breakfast with us.
Yep.
And sit there and shoot together. Handguns, rifles, everything in between. We have a great time. It is a great way to spend the morning with just us.
It's a lot of fun. I really miss range day.
COVID kind of messed that one up for us.
Yeah.
Kids being out of school and all.
Well, and it being February right now, it's kind of cold. They're really short range trips if we go in February.
Now, some people may not see it as romantic because they do it on a regular basis, but for a long time, jumping on the motorcycle and just going out for a ride was a great date for us.
Definitely.
I'm an avid motorcyclist. I've been riding motorcycles since I was 11 years old. We love to go riding. It's one of our favorite things to do together. Having kids has made that more difficult for us, but just getting in on the motorcycle and going for a ride, sometimes to somewhere beautiful, sometimes just around, has always been an awesome date for us.
Or take a ride to your favorite restaurant.
See, she likes to add food to everything.
And you don't. Come on, our motto might as well be everything's better with food.
Here's a
and good coffee.
Here's a dorky one for you that we've only gotten away with once or twice.
What?
Have a different course at every restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever done that? Anybody sound off in the comments below. I'd love to hear about that. We haven't done that in a couple of years.
Progressive dinner. That's what they're called.
A progressive dinner. They have a name for it.
Yeah.
So if you can't decide what restaurant to go to, try a progressive dinner.
Have an appetizer at one restaurant, the main course at another, and dessert at yet another.
You can stretch that in like 4 and do an appetizer and the main course and dessert and drink some coffee or something.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of fun with that. You can eat 4 or 5 places if you really stretch that good. All right. So try a progressive dinner. We've only done it a couple times, but we always had fun doing it.
Be prepared. It does cost as much, if not more, than just sitting down at a restaurant and having all of them.
Yeah. You're definitely going to run into that.
Because it doesn't feel like you're spending as much. But you are. So just be prepared.
Not on this list was something we enjoy doing. And depending on how things are in your city, this would be difficult with COVID. But guys, going to a live show. If you've never been to a live production of anything, like a musical or a play, go to a live performance. They're a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. It's an ice maker.
They're a lot of fun to get out.
So the next time we're around a city that's playing Carmen, you'll go with me?
I would.
Really?
We went to Phantom of the Opera. I could go
Carmen is an opera.
Well, that's okay.
Okay, because I like it.
I'll do shows.
Yeah. Fandom was awesome, though.
Guys, whatever you're doing for your Valentine's Day, I hope you put some thought into it. Because, like I said, if your loved one really feels strongly about Valentine's Day, you're screwed if you get this wrong. You know that. But you could be lucky. And you know what? It's COVID season, so I know you're probably bored with curling up and watching movies together. Try this. Last tip. Take your tablet with a digital movie. Go up to a great romantic overlook somewhere away from everybody and curl up in your car or in your truck bed. That's what they're made for. And,
have your own drive-in movie.
Have your own drive-in movie, guys.
That's an awesome idea.
You can social distance with everybody you're supposed to social distance with and still get out of your house, and that would be an amazing thing. Team it up. Take a picnic dinner, take your truck, take your tablet for a movie, and a couple blankets, and go enjoy some time together. Guys, thank you for spending the time with us. My name is Brent. I am the Fallible Man. This is my wife, Sarah. And be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you next time.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.